Hello and welcome everyone. Here we are. All right, so I'm making it after all. It's happening. I just said I was going to talk about the my thoughts and hopes for the upcoming banned and restricted list coming on Monday. Now, um, from the post that they said, I believe it is historic, pioneer, and standard. Or I mean modern were the formats that were going to be affected by the bans. Now, historic, of course, is a format that is exclusively on MTG Arena, and for the most part, if you haven't played any of it, it's basically like two decks. From what I've seen, it's like Nexus decks, Wilderness Reclamation Nexus decks, and then it is Gruul aggro decks. That's it. That's like all it is. Um, which to me is not an enjoyable format. I don't like those matchups very much. Because generally speaking, if you're playing the deck that beats Gruul aggro, you're losing to Nexus, and if you're beating the deck that plays Nexus, you're probably losing to Gruul aggro. Not necessarily, but it's usually how it goes in my experience. So anyway, I want to start by talking about, of course, modern, because that's what our channel is mostly about. We play mostly modern, and that is my preferred format, to be completely honest, as well as obviously most of your guys's. So before we get fully into this video, I want to talk that we're going to talk about. I just want to start by reminding everyone, if you guys want to see your choice of decks played on the channel, or heck, even your choice of discussion videos on the channel, that is something that my Patreons have access to. Um, please, if you're interested, the link to my Patreon will be in the description below. For $1, $5, $10, there are higher tiers, but those are the most common and best value, in my opinion. Get you up to one or two decks, depending on which tier you choose, and you can get them from any format. Again, depending on what tier you choose. If you choose the $10 tier, you get two decks from any formats you would like, or any two decks from any format you like. And then we have also $5 and $1. $5 gets you any format, one deck a month, and $1 gets you one deck in standard through modern. Again, I chose that one because that's our most common format. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this. So let's start by talking about the ban restricted cards that are already banned. So for the most part, the big ones on the modern ban list that have been recently banned are Oko, Once Upon a Time, Mox Opal, and is that the last one that was recently banned? Yeah, I think that was the last one that was really recently banned. So anyway, we've talked about the ban restricted list a couple times. So I'm going to start by cards that I think should or can come off the ban list. Oh, Michelson Lattice was the other one that was banned recently. Forgot about that one. So the cards that I think should/can come off the ban list. I think Cloudpost is a card that is kind of dangerous, but at the same time, we don't have Eye of Ugin anymore. So I don't think it's that big of a deal to take it off. I don't think it's that much worse than Tron. I don't think it needs to be on the ban list. And I'm an advocate for cleaning up your ban list. I'm a big advocate for once something has gotten to the point where it's no longer too good to be on the ban list, it should come off. I'm a big fan of that mindset, and I think that's absolutely the way that it should be ran. Now, I know that's not how Wizards runs Modern. That's not Wizards runs anything. But still, that's my opinion. I think that if a card has gotten to the point where now it's like, all right, well, how strong do we think this is going to be? You should do some testing with it. Or just, right now there's no paper events. Do everything on MTGO. I'm banning a card on MTGO for 2 weeks. Let everyone play with it, see how it goes. So, that's my opinion on it, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because I understand that's not the prevalent thought. So, again, like I said, the first one I think that should come off that could come off, not should necessarily, is Cloudpost. The next card that I think absolutely should come off is Bridge from Below. Bridge from Below died for Hogak's sins, and that banning didn't even work. They had to ban Hogak, another banning later. This card doesn't need to be here. There's no reason for it to be there. The deck that it was in before was a cool fringe deck that was fun to play, and not something that was super broken and too powerful for the format. It was too inconsistent for that. Another one I think can come off as Birthing Pod. I think that the format where you had this turn 4, turn 3 birthing pod do stuff deck. I think our time for that is gone, and we have um, Vanifir already in the format, who is a better slash worse birthing pod. Better because she doesn't cost life or mana to activate. Worse because she's summoning sick. So I think Birthing Pod come off. Any card you're worried about printing because of Birthing Pod, Vanifir is also an issue for that. And I understand the color restrictions, but please keep in mind, it being 4 mana, 2 blue, and a green, well, that is a significant different cost than 3 and 1 Phyrexian green. That color combination being multiple colors is not a real restriction in Modern for the mana bases, for the ramp creatures the deck plays. It's not a real restriction. So even that shouldn't play effect into it because it doesn't do very much. Other than that, I've always been an advocate for I think Green Sun Zenith would be fine to come off. We already have a card that's similar and is better than Green Sun in most of the decks that it was played in. Plus, I think it'd be cool to have the Elf decks have access to it. Like I said, Devoted Druidart has access to one that's kind of better for it because it lets it go get any of the combo pieces. And itself is a combo piece to win the game. Let's see. Punishing Fire is an interesting one I saw people talking about. Punishing Fire is another one I think would be fine to come off the ban list. I don't particularly want it to, but I think it'd be fine too. I think that Modern, there's so many abusive decks in the format right now that I think Punishing Fire is just not. Jund or Naya or Mardu having access to a Punishing Fire card. Not Mardu. Mardu wouldn't play it. 4-color decks, stuff like that, having Teamer, stuff like that, having access to it, I don't think is bad. I don't think it would matter too much. I think it'd be fine. The next one is Splinter Twin, and that's the big one. That's the big one I know everyone talks about. So Splinter Twin I definitely think is at a point right now where there's so much interactive spells, so many good spells to deal with combos like that. And we have the Felidar Guardian combo, which is already there. And if your argument is, though, okay, well, Teferi. Well, okay, but Felidar Guardian combo gets backed up by Teferi too. And in a lot of ways is more difficult because both pieces have more value than Splinter Twin and Exarch do on their own. I mean, Saheeli scries you and can, make duplicates of other things. And Felidar Guardian can blink other things. So they both have more value individually than Exarch and Splinter Twin have, and they're in the format. I'd also argue that the pieces that can go find these two, such as like Oath of Nissa, are more powerful than a lot of the search engines to go get Splinter Twin, because a lot of those search engines don't get both combo pieces. So I honestly would argue that Splinter Twin is no longer a card that is in that too powerful. It's a lot like, in my opinion, Stoneforge was, where Stoneforge was just ridiculous to still be on the banned and restricted list. You could totally have taken it off if you really wanted to. They just didn't want to. The next set of cards, because this is the set of cards, I think it would be interesting to see how they did, would be take Vault of Whispers and Ancient Den, all the artifact lands, unban them, see how they are. Because Affinity's lost a lot. Affinity's lost a lot already with Mox Opal. Alright, sorry about that. Affinity's lost a lot with Mox Opal. I think it'd be cool to just see. Now, I don't really think it's a great thing to do, but again, I'm a big advocate for cleaning up your ban list. I think it'd be worth trying it. Alright, so now let's talk about the decks in Modern right now that are known commodities. So this is MTG Goldfish's Modern Metagame Breakdown page, and basically it gives us the top, 12 decks in the format, or at least statistically what they've deemed to be the top whatever percentage of decks in the format. And when we talk about what cards are going to likely get banned, first of all, I don't think they should touch the Goblins deck yet. Yes, I don't like it. Yes, it's incredibly annoying. And yes, we've played against it way more times than I ever want to play against a deck in videos, but the Urza deck was the same way. Excuse me. So, to that effect, I think it's too early. The Goblins deck just now became a combo deck. We just now got it with M21. It's way too early just to be like, nope, we're cutting that deck off. We're done. And if that was really that big of an issue and you guys really want to get rid of it that bad, you should never have printed Conspicuous Snoops in the first place. Should never have printed it. So if it's that big of a deal to you, that's more of a mess up on you guys printing the card. It's like Hogak, and if that's the case. It should never have been printed. Other than that, we have the Mono Red Blitz deck, which is just Mono Red Prowess. A couple different variants of it, apparently. One with Jegantha. We got Jund, Tron, Amulet Titan, which I think is fine. Gruul Midrange, I absolutely can't stand that deck. Oh my god, I hate that deck so much. But again, I don't think there's anything from it that needs to be banned. I don't think it should have cards banned in it. Dredge is another one up there. And then Eldrazi Tron is the next top deck, and it's incredibly powerful. But again, I don't think, unless you ban Karn the Great Creator, which I don't even think necessarily is needed, despite the video you're going to see on Monday, Karn was a big pain. But despite that, I don't think Karn needs to be banned. I don't think it's too good. I think it's a little annoying, yes, but I think it's just simply a factor of what War of the Spark was, and a lot of Planeswalkers in that set were just printed way too powerfully. Not that I think all of them were broken, but just they were way too powerful for what they did. Alright, but anyway, the two best decks or top decks on here, and one of the, what would that be, the 7th best deck? They're the decks that I think the ban and restricted cards are coming from. So to start off, we have Ban Control, which of course looks like this right now. It's a pretty normal list, and you'll notice two cards on here that I think are a big factor. And same thing here. Big factor. And then Teamer is a little bit different, and this is really more of a 4-color one. But still, you'll see the big factors here are there. So Arkham's Astrolabe and Uro are all in all these top 2 decks, and this third, little less best deck in the format, but it's still there. So to me, I think it's a pretty clear case of the fact of what cards are going to be looked at. And honestly, Arkham's Astrolabe I completely can see going bye-bye just because of the fact that it's in every deck. It's so easy to play, and it really does make it so that if you really want to play it, you have no reason not to play it. And then there's Uro, and Uro, yes, Uro is insanely powerful. If they banned Uro, I would not be surprised. But I don't think they should. I don't think Uro is at the point where it's like, oh no, this card's way too good, and if they think Uro is the reason that's pushing the Bant decks over the top, okay, I can understand that mentality to some extent, but I'm just going to be very irritated with the fact that I love playing Uro, and kind of personal bias, I guess you could say, or obviously personal bias. I really enjoy playing Uro, and if you're going to sit here and tell me that back a couple months ago, or back last year, when the Urza decks were running amok everywhere, even after Oko's ban, Urza decks were running amok everywhere. They didn't ban Urza, even though it was miserable to play against, created absolutely miserable play patterns, and on top of that, it was so popular. We played against that deck so many times. Like, when I had to take a break because of this whole coronavirus stuff starting, I didn't feel that bad because there were so many times we were playing Urza matchups and like just miserable matchups that were so unfun to play against. I would really be upset if Uro goes, but Urza kept stuck around all the time. Plus, I'm pretty sure if Uro goes, they're just going to basically slate back into all being Urza decks anyway, and I don't think it's going to change very much. I don't think Modern needs so much a banning as it does unbanned stuff to give a little bit more toys to other decks in the format. Hell, unban Deathrite Shaman first. If you really think Uro is that big of an issue, unban Deathrite Shaman. It's that simple. I mean, and if you're going to say, oh, well, Deathrite Shaman's too powerful, I doubt it. I really doubt it. We have Fatal Push. We have a lot more interactive stuff to deal with it now. And the decks that it's going to go in are no longer the top tier decks in the format. I mean, unless Sultai plays it, but still, I'm just saying that's how I feel. Um, those are my thoughts there. Real quick to touch up on Pioneer. Um, I know a lot of people want in Pioneer. A lot of people. For one, I think Oath and Nissa can come off the ban list. Just take it off the ban list. Um, but on top of that, I know a lot of people are wanting an Uro ban. A lot of people wanting a Oracle, a Thassa's Oracle ban, or a Inverter of Truth ban. A lot of people want all these different bans. And while I understand, I do think that right now Pioneer has lost a lot of interest because the two decks that are the best, quote unquote, are most popular from when we play are the same two decks. And yeah, I mean, you can see right here, Inverter and Lotus Breach and Sultai Delirium. So Delirium's not the third most popular, but the two combo decks, and then yeah, I mean, I would understand if Uro got banned in Pioneer, Inverter of Truth got banned in Pioneer, and then whatever the what is it? Underworld Breach. I understand if Underworld Breach got banned. I'm just saying. If I'm being completely honest, I would understand completely if those cards all got banned. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, again, I'm no expert. I don't play a lot of Pioneer. I don't play hardly any Historic. My experiences in Historic have been unfun, but my experiences on MCG Arena are just not that fun. So, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that it's almost impossible to make standard content on MTG O anymore unless you're playing in a challenge or something, I would probably have gotten rid of Arena by now. But that's just me, guys. Like I said, these are my opinions, my thoughts, my feelings. I would recommend if you have MTG Arena, sell your Euros now. Or not Arena, online. Sell your Euros now. Get rid of them. Feel like they're going to get banned. If you don't have a collection, good for you. You don't have to worry about this stuff. And hopefully, pick up your Splinter Twins now, because hopefully come Monday, we'll be playing a bunch of Splinter Twin decks. Yeah, one could hope. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna try to make some content for this weekend to play some standard decks over the weekend, to give you guys a little bit more content for missing so much. If not, I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoy what you do get. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the couple new Patreons we have. I got two of them that are brand new. King Reezy, which we already played a submitted deck for you. And then give me one. And then Martin Brentst. I swear to God, that's definitely not how you pronounce your name. I hope I didn't slaughter too bad, buddy. But Martin Brentst and King Reezy, thank you guys so much for becoming my two newest Patreons. I really appreciate it. And yeah. Alright, guys. I will catch you guys next time.